Hey everyone, this is Ben Botkin. Today we're going to be doing something very exciting. We're going to be taking a look at Metropolis Ark 5, the latest and final installment in the Metropolis Ark series from Orchestral Tools. So what I want to do today is get into the library, dig in, and most of what I want to do today is play with patches, show the kind of things that you can do with it, because it's really good at movement. It offers a lot of functions, a lot of types of effects, and special things that you can do with this library that maybe some of the other ones you can't so much. So to go ahead and start off, I'll just play this demo I wrote for the library called On Top of the World. And then we'll start talking about this library that I'm actually pretty excited about. So here is On Top of the World. All righty, and there we have that. So Metropolis Ark 5. Let's talk about it. What is it? Well, it is, as I mentioned, it's the last of the 5 Metropolis Ark libraries. And this one was, according to Orchestral Tools, not really designed to be a library that's used only on its own. It's designed to be used as a complementary library, especially to the other Ark libraries. So it's a toolkit. And so toolkit. I'll try to remember that. That basically focuses on offering interesting blends, interesting ensembles, but vitality, agility, motion, runs, effects, offering a lot of things that kind of fill out this series. But it's exciting to me for a few reasons. It's not really necessary to have the other Metropolis Ark libraries to be able to get a lot out of this one, because I see it as complementary to a lot of other libraries, just a lot of orchestral libraries that exist, period. And personally, it's exciting to me because there's things I can do with some of these patches that I can't do well with anything else that I have. So that's a kind of a personal excitement about this library to me is I imagine I can just easily see adding a number of these patches to my common use template, and probably especially the fast runs, legato runs patches, which almost everything has. But what is everything? Let's run over it real quick. There are strings. I'll dig into these more later on, and especially when it comes to playing through, we'll dig into these more. There are woodwinds, high woodwinds, low, ensemble, brass, trumpets, flugelhorns, low brass, brass ensemble, mellow and not, some choirs, male, female, and mixed. We've got blends, which are interesting combinations of sections, flute and violins, a pretty common pairing. Trumpet and violins, a little less common. Horns, woodwinds, and violas. Horns and cello. This one's really nice for melody. It's already one of my favorite classic pairings. We'll talk about that later. And then synths, analog synths, which struck me as a little bit of a surprise. How does this fit? I don't know, but there's some cool sounds, and I'm not going to argue about some additional content. So, and some of the other Metropolis Ark libraries also have synth sounds. So I guess that's kind of in a similar tradition. You will note there's no percussion. So in this demo, what I'm actually using is for some vibes and Glock from Orchestral Tools is, that's a mouthful. Orchestral Tools is Modus. Their timpani ensemble, snare ensemble, and then some cymbals from Berlin Percussion, just because I needed a little something. But everything else that you're hearing in this is Metropolis Ark 5 only. Couple other pieces of information about this library. The regular price is 449 euros, which I think is a very reasonable price for what you get at a regular price. Intro price is 249, which in my opinion is a very good deal if you want what this can do. So let's what should we do now? Usually what I do in these screencasts is I talk about the library, and then I jump into my demo, and I jump into the composition and orchestration and communicate some principles that maybe can apply to your own compositions. But today I'm mostly going to be talking about this library because I got it and I got excited when I opened it up. And then I was asked, could you do a demo that's kind of more on the majestic and uplifting side? And so, sure, I'll do that. But then I opened the library up again today to do the screencast, and I started to get all excited again about what it has. So let's start talking. We'll start with strings. And I want to play some of these. So high strings. Okay, I've got a few tracks hidden just to make things look a little bit nicer. Just so you know, like what I have loaded here is kind of the whole orchestra. I don't have every patch loaded, but I have almost every patch, and almost every patch is a multi-patch. And for many of them, I have multiple mic positions loaded. But everything that's loaded here, this is a 10 gigabyte load, RAM load, which I think is pretty good. It's pretty economical actually for everything that's happening here. And so high string. Oh no, which one do I want to do? Well, let's just take a look at these. Most of the patches have a pretty similar breakdown in what's available. What do we have here? This is a sustain pad. Let's go to a louder moment. We want to be able to hear those a little bit better. Nice little sustains. I won't mess with the sustains a lot because my demo is largely the sustains. I really want to talk about the moving bits. Sustain swells, same concept. But swells. Stabs. These are interesting. These are a lot of the instruments in here have these. It's a very aggressive attack. Stab short cluster. Perfect for, well, a lot of things. Horror, suspense, action. That's a little loud. Hopefully I'm using actually a gaming joystick as my MIDI controller. It's kind of my trademark thing. Hopefully it's not too loud clanking around on my keyboard. Okay, rips up. Rips down. And then this is where things really start to get fun. Actually, I won't demonstrate this in this patch. This one's in octaves. I'll get to that in a minute. This is very interesting. There's some moving chord action that is tempo synced, and you can hear it. Let's hear. They're really nice. If you get too far out of their recorded zone, they start to sound a little funky. And they kind of are sounding funky now because my BPM is 156. If I slow down, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna slow down to like 120. Sorry, that's off screen for you. And then when you move up and down the keyboard, you're going to get different inversions, different voicings of that same chord. So these are really useful. Minor. Very soft. To it's pretty much a pianissimo to fortissimo. So these, as you can imagine, could have a lot of uses in filling out all manner of interior parts of a piece of music. And then open chords. So it's like octaves and fifths. And those are very useful. I bet we'll hear those all over TV shows in a couple of years. Glissando Effects. I'm not going to play through the whole thing because it's long. But this kind of stuff. Really useful toolkit stuff. And then shepherd tones, which are all the rage last year, 2 years ago. I'm also not going to play all the way through this. It just goes and keeps going for a long time. If you don't know what a shepherd tone is, basically it goes on forever. Cool effect sounds. Now I want to jump into, go to this one, string orc high. And this is just shorts and playable runs. And this is what I really want. We'll talk about the shorts briefly. They're shorts, you know, in my opinion, they're not anything too special, nothing really to write home about. This is not really a shorts, billions of round robins kind of a library. So they're nice. They're nice shorts. But this is one of my favorite patches in the whole thing. Playable runs. Most of the patches in here have playable runs. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you may notice that when it comes to Berlin Woodwinds, the thing I use almost the most ever is the playable runs patches because they're so agile. You can play basically anything fast with them. Runs, arpeggios. You can create your own Woodwinds effects. That's one of my favorite all-time things. And this library has playable runs legato patches for almost everything. Which is like, now I can do things with low brass, low strings I've never been able to do before. And I'll get to that in a minute. But let's see what we got for high strings. There's a lot of things you can do with them. I've actually got a little bit in this piece here. Kind of. They can move. You can make moving ostinatos in the midsection. I've got some stuff here. It appears in this piece. I'll solo these. It's two different instances of the same thing, but panned differently and using different mic positions. So it kind of sounds like two different sections. Do I have that? No, here they are. So nice little chordal motion, but I can just play it in. I can program it. So this is tremendous. I'm going to point out some of the other ones. Now, cool thing. There's another ensemble size string quartet. It's really nice blended with some of these because they have the same thing, shorts and runs. I'll play you some of those, just the string quartet. My fingers are weird. Now I can, if I blend it with my other ones. Oh, no. Let's see what we got here. Goes down to C for your viola, but then when you get to G, your violins jump in, which you just got to be aware of. You can do stuff like that. You can just play that in. It's really nice, really lovely. Now I want to talk about mic positions briefly since we're on here. Come on, let's bring us a string quartet. Mixer. Okay, most of the patches have about 5-ish mic positions, and some of them have specialized mic positions that allow you to control something very specific. Like there's a cello horn ensemble, and there's a spot mic on the cello and a spot mic on the horn, so you can change the levels if you want a more horn dominant or a more cello dominant patch. You just switch them around. So right here I have a lot of spot mic on this because I wanted that really woody up close character. It didn't actually end up in this piece, but I had it in here. Let's try a surround mic. A, B. Outrigger. Let's listen to that spot mic by itself. Wow, those little turns are actually really nice. That's nice. And then add that back in. Anyway, I need to move to something else because I'm getting into this. That was a little Last of the Mohicans riff for those of you who don't know. Lower strings. I got to move on. But as you can see, it's fun. It's really, really responsive, and it's got character, and it's got bite, and it's just goodness. Low strings. Right now, what do we have here? This is just a fairly standard. Ooh, that's nice. Tasty. Fairly standard, kind of slower, sustained legatos. Now let's open up our low strings. You'll notice a very similar array of patches from your shepherd tones, Glissando Effects, crescendos, lots of crescendos, sustained pads. These are really nice. Really, these have a really nice sound. I used some of these in this piece. Maybe I'll go back to them in a minute. Stabs, same thing. Ooh, those are nice. Short stabs. That's really nice. Rips down. You do some kind of Korngold-esque kind of stuff with that. And now playable runs. So now back to my favorite patch, but for the low strings. Now that's actually low strings and low woodwinds. You can hear those in there. F sharp here, highest note. You can do, you know, so Gilderoy Lockhart from Chamber of Secrets, or whatever, no ticket, same cue basically, but really fun. So you can do that kind of stuff with that. That's sort of, I don't even know the name for that because I don't hear that anywhere else in film. Or like low bass riffs. And it sounds good, just played in, which is incredible. I'm going to keep moving because I don't want to spend this time on everything. But since we're kind of finishing up talking about strings, I will play you some of this piece with just the strings, and we'll see what we got here. That's all I'll play for that. So basically, you get a little taste for how mellow some of these chords can be. Really nice and mellow. There's a lot of warmth in these strings. But let's move on to woodwinds. I don't have a ton of woodwind action here, but let's open up what we do have. Similar array of samples, but here we've got a little bit of a difference. Let's go to a moment that's nice and loud. I'll go to the top, and we've got some marcato and staccato fanfare articulations, which we have in the woodwinds and we have in the brass. We might have in the strings somewhere, but I kind of skipped over that. I can't remember. So these are high woodwinds. Let's go to Woodwind Ensemble so we can hear this. Now you can also control if you want the dynamics layers triggered by mod wheel, controller code, or by velocity. So I'm going to select velocity here for these staccatos. Marcatos are similar, but it's a longer short. What's the... that kind of stuff. Kind of comedic, villainous, Harry and Marv kind of stuff. I forgot how their theme went. Same rips up, rips down. Rips down. Glissando up. So listen to the difference between rips up and glissando up. Long crescendos. So that's the Woodwind Ensemble in a nutshell, but now I'm going to jump into high and low woods. And we're going to go straight to the runs Slicato Patches. Because... now you can combine these with one of the other ones. I'm going to... I don't want the string quartet in there. I think I want just this. This. Let's do just this and this. You can basically do anything from a quick melody to a run, or anything in between. Low woodwinds are kind of the same story. Similar patches like we looked at, but I'm going to jump right to the... Oh, we got some clusters. Stabs. Rips. But let's go back to our playable runs, because always. We open those up with our low. Where's our low strings? We got to go back to our... Nope, those are not they. Here. Oh, yeah, they are. Right now, those are on rips. Go back to. And we'll open up our low strings and our low woodwinds. Make the woodwinds a little bit louder. That kind of stuff. Basically, John Williams. Moving on to the brass. What do we have here? We have a trumpet ensemble. Similar concept with our marcatos and staccatos. Oh, we better go back to CCs. Staccatos. Let's go back to velocity for that. Oh, we're still on CCs. Kind of nice, kind of bitey. Rips up. Rips down. And back to my favorite. A little bit of James Horner. With our high strings. Nope, that's the wrong one. This one. With woodwinds. And I actually have a moment here where I've got trumpets and woodwinds an octave apart doing a fast movement. So really nice for that kind of stuff. All right, I'm trying to remember what else we got going on here. Anything else I want to say about trumpets? Nah. And this is a copy. I can't remember what that was for. Flugelhorn. Now changing applications a little bit. This is a mellower patch, a little bit slower. So and here's how I'm using them in this piece. We have similar types of pad as we have in the other patches. I'm using 3 of these 3 legato flugelhorns together to do this chordal stuff like this. And there's these really nice mellow patches, mellow chords. I'll play you some of this. Oh, come on. There we go. Really mellow, really warm. Really nice stuff. Last thing I'll point out in the brass is in the low brass, we have got the same kind of set of more aggressive samples that we have elsewhere. Rips up, rips down, staccatos. Marcatos. Maybe we need to change key. I keep playing the same things over and over again. I should really do that with key switches. Same thing in the playable runs. I don't know what the key change is. I can't do it without the other chords. But that kind of stuff. Tritone stuff. Really nice. Mix that with your low strings. These ones. Really nice stuff. Choirs, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. I didn't play around with these a lot, but the sustains are nice. They evolve nicely between syllables, so. You got your similar range of articulations. Glissando Effects. Shepherd tones. Sounds really cool in a chord, actually. And then you have male and female choir. This has been going on for a while, so I think I'll just keep moving through those. I do want to talk about the blends, because these are some cool stuff. Flute and violins. There's some really nice Doing soft chords with the sustains is really nice. A bit of Beautiful Mind. Also, is a nice Randy Newman-esque. Kind of stuff. Soft sustains. And fanfares. Those are really nice, actually. Those are really nice. Marcatos. All right, we got staccatos and marcatos. Let's go to velocity. Blah, staccatos. Blah, 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 blah. You have a sustain and legato, another one of these slower melodic legatos, mulgatos, legatomes, melodic legatos. I don't know. Can't move very fast. Nope, they're not for that. So I have some of this here. Oh, I need to turn the, I need to go back to the sustains. So really nice for that kind of thing. Horns, woodwinds, and violas. Again, similar array of stuff from a slower melodic. That kind of thing. We've also got in here, oh, I didn't mention this in the woodwinds. The woodwinds have those moving tempo sync chords, and so do these guys. Let's jump over to where we have a slower. Chords. Let's just record something with these. I'm a virtuoso. Okay. I'm going to go to my high woodwinds. Is it here? Yes. What note did we play here? No, I don't want that. I want that in my high strings. I really need to. But, what am I doing? What am I doing? I am being messy is what I'm doing. I realize this is a really long screencast. This is basically for those of you who really want to get in depth and watch almost every patch be played with. This will probably be end up being like an hour long. Okay. I made that little jump. That is the jump. It's my expression data. Boom. I'm just going to do that. And let's make these the same length. And then I'm going to jump into my chords and cello. Need it to be louder. So imagine how useful these moving chords could be. You just set up some beds, add some motion, add a pad or two, and a melody, and you're golden. You're good to go. Now, horns and cello. Really nice. Now, I want to mention something with these guys. I actually have 2 of these. I mentioned with mic positions, the mic positions on some of these allow you to not only give common things like a tree or surround microphones to the mix, but a spot mic on the cello emphasizes the cello. But I have a horn spot mic. You can hear the horn. Or at about half and half. Let's add a little surround in there. And let's throw a little something on top of this little chordal bed. That was actually way more aggressive than I wanted it to be. Now let's throw in some low. that could stand to be a little louder. This guy. And yeah, that's the same thing, but you can, if you want, grab some sustains, just horns and jelly. Although that one's really heavy on the horns. Let's switch that. So you got those. And then what else do we have here? We have horns, violas, woodwinds. And that's almost everything we have here. We've got some analog synths. The way I'm using them in this piece is kind of Apollo 13-esque. It's just kind of this low throbbing. This piece is a little bit Apollo 13-esque-ish. I know it right well. And a little bit of like Band of Brothers. Oops, wrong chords. The chords are triggered, by the way, for these chordal motion patches. Use your key switches to change the chord. So if I mute the percussion and we listen to only, I think we'll do that to wrap up. We'll play this piece that I wrote with only the Metropolis Ark 5 instruments. And I didn't mention this, but let me just show you what effects I have on here. It's not much, but I should have mentioned it earlier. A couple of the instruments have a tiny bit of over the top on them. The lead flugelhorn does. I want to just give it a little more air and a little bit of a brighter sound. Same with the lead horns and jelly. I wanted that for them too. My analog synths here, I EQ'd out the mid-range a lot because I really wanted a subby wampin. I have, this is Restream. This is what's sending audio out of Cubase. I have a tiny bit of a cathedral verb with a sort of medium length tail on everything. And I've got a little bit of ozone. Mastering, the highs are boosted a little. I'm dipping it about 100 hertz because I often in my music, I end up blowing that range out. So I'm dipping that a little bit. It's a little tiny bit of extra imaging, a little bit of maximizing. That's not changing things a lot though. So what you're hearing is if I turn off all effects, it'll sound very, very similar. But let's just go ahead and play this with only the included instruments. There was something funky in there. I think one of these patches here had a key switch I triggered to something else, and right around here it sounded weird. But that's pretty much it. I know this was a really long video, but I did want to dig into all the patches, play through, well, most of them, play through them, especially those run transition patches, which adds things to my music I can't do with anything else. I can do really fast stuff in the bass with my strings. It's really nice now. That was something I couldn't do. Really fast, well, basically anything that's really fast and low, I couldn't do well before. Anything really fast up high with strings, like really fast and runny, I couldn't do in a way that was satisfying before this library. High woodwind stuff I could do pretty well because of Berlin woodwinds. So those are very exciting elements to me, but depending on your needs, you might find other things interesting. You might love the really nice sounding chordal pads. You might love those chordal motion, tempo synced stuff, because that's great. You might like the shepherd tones because reasons. And you might like some of the other effects. It's really a pretty extensive toolkit. If you want what it does, I don't know of anything else that's quite like this, especially for the playable fast bits. It's really, I don't know of anything else like this for orchestral sections playing fast, flourishy moments, legato. It sounds that good. I just don't. Maybe it's out there, but it's not in my template so far. But now it is. So in sum up, Metropolis Ark 5, I think it's super cool. I think it's a great complement to the Metropolis Ark series, but also to just orchestral libraries in general. I think it's a great deal at the intro price at 249 euros. So go to the Orchestral Tools website. There's more specific data about this library there. So take a look. Thank you for sticking with me this long. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next video when we talk about the next library or the next compositional technique or the next tip or whatever it ends up being. So have a great day.